So I had another one like that, not that recently. Probably this was actually the more recent last wholesale deal that I did. This was in Dallas, and this lady was a hoarder though. And actually, I'll be honest with you, you get a lot of, just being honest, you get a lot of hoarder houses or people that have not left their home in a long time, a lot of houses that may not smell very well and things like that when you're doing real estate investing. But this is where the money is. So I had this lady and she just had stuff stacked up everywhere. And the way that I was able to get her under contract, of course, telling her, you know, you're behind on your mortgage payment, you don't want to go into foreclosure, but she didn't really care about that because she was a little bit older. And it was to the point where she really didn't care if her credit was ruined. She really cared if someone would help her move that stuff out of her home. And it's funny because I've had both situations where I've had hoarders where that was anxiety for them and they were having like a psychological issue and that's why they didn't want to move their stuff out. But this lady was kind of ready, and as long as I gave her and we negotiated some money for her to help, you know, help somebody help her move those stuff out of the house, she was willing to give the house up and move on. So it really, again, it comes back to talking to the person and connecting with them and finding out like what their issue is. A lot of times it may start off financial with them being behind on their payment, but then there's some underlying, you know, issue or problem that they're having.
What are other examples of ways people can invest in property besides wholesaling? Or do you only teach wholesaling?
No, so obviously wholesaling, and then fixing and flipping really comes from wholesaling as well. So you're finding someone with a property problem, and then instead of flipping the contract to someone for a fee, which is wholesaling, you would fix the property up. And you could fix it up to, you know, to a really nice level and then sell it. Or you could fix it up to a level where it's a tenant. You know, you don't have to put granite countertops. You just put, you know, durable countertops, and now you have a tenant. You have a rental property. So it really, you want rental properties. I always say, you know, in real estate, you are going to want rental properties because that's income for your business. That's cash flow. You can leverage the property and loan, you know, borrow money against it. It's an asset you can sell for a lump sum of cash. So there's just so much that you can do in real estate, but you are going to want to hold some of that real estate and have rental properties.
I love the rental property idea. Yeah. That's a great.
And now I do Air BNBs, which I absolutely love, where we just furnish them, put the towels and the plates and everything, and then we, instead of renting them out unfurnished for a monthly basis, we rent them on a nightly basis. And I've, you know, 3x'd my income from long-term tenants to going to the short-term rental market.
Wow.
Yeah. So I could talk about Airbnbs because that was one of the reasons we even moved to Florida, was to do the Airbnbs. And again, still finding people, but instead of again finding foreclosures, what I do to make a lot of money on the Airbnbs is we find a lot of landlords that no longer want to be landlords, you know, or maybe a landlord that had to evict a tenant. That's low-hanging fruit, because then they give us those properties and we're like, okay, we'll rent the property from you, we'll furnish it, and we'll guarantee the rent. Now I didn't even have to buy the property to start making money off of it.
How do you find the landlords?
So people that have done an eviction. So remember, that's public records. When you evict someone, that's in public records. So a lot of this data is absolutely free. Foreclosures, remember, if they have a notice of default, that's in public records. If they're filing for divorce, that's in public records. Bankruptcy is public records. Evictions, public records. So a lot of this information is absolutely free. Or you could buy a list.
You are so passionate about sharing and teaching everything you know, and you're building this empire. Tell me some stories of lives you've changed, who you've coached. You know, you got coached and now you coach. So tell me some of those stories.
Oh my gosh. So I've had a number of amazing students, just absolutely amazing. And I'm actually starting to feature some of them on my YouTube so people can see that this is not just a Noelle thing. You know, other people can do this as well. But one story that just touches my heart, and she's really close and she now coaches in my program, was Shayna. And she used to work in the emergency room and she hated it. She wanted to have a baby, and she knew that she wanted to have a baby and not have to work. And so she started in real estate, and with her first check, we did her first fix and flip. Her first check on that fix and flip was more than she made in a year. And so she was able to, you know, quit her job. And so that was just like so amazing to me, to hand someone a check that we split the profits. You know, we're splitting it, and it's more than they made in a year.
Huge. Yeah. Tell me another one.
Okay. Shane, he just got his first deal, so he was like driving trucks, and he was driving by, and again, he's just been practicing his script, because I always tell them, you want to just practice your script. You know, I'm ABC with ABC Properties, and you know, and I help people do X, Y, and Z. That's really all you got to get good with. I help, you know, this person with this problem. And so, he would say, I would help people that have a house that they don't want, I help them buy the house for cash. And he's driving along the side of the road, and there's these people moving out, like evicting one of their tenants, essentially. And he was like, who owns this house? And the guy's like, he's in there. And he talks to the guy and gets a deal with him that day. And because they were evicting a tenant, and the guy, I'm telling you, it's hard to explain, but people that don't do real estate and they just have like one rental property and they have to evict someone, they are so easy to get the property from because they just, yeah, that's just not their thing. So it's a really easy way to start building a rental portfolio.
I can tell you're passionate about coaching and teaching,
Yes.
and you're also passionate about lifting up others and sharing your story.
Yes.
So tell me what the Millionaire Within Her and why you are so excited to come share with us.
I was so excited to come and share this, not really because of myself or any of my accomplishments, really to share with people and they connect and see something in me and themselves. I had a coach, and I just remember them being successful and me seeing something in myself in them, and that's really what it's all about. I didn't do exactly what my coach does. I'm not my coach. I'm my own version of success, and I want everyone to have their own version of success because it's available to everyone. And it really just starts in your mind. Whoever is watching this or listening to this, I know that they would have been attracted to this in some way, and so hopefully there's something that they get out of it that really connects and they see themselves in this, and then they start taking inspired action. That is truly my only goal and why I wanted to share any of this.
Love it. It's perfect.
Thank you.
You're inspiring us all to at least take a look at real estate.
Absolutely.
If it's something,
It is still the number one way to wealth. 89% of all millionaires have been created through real estate. Andrew Carnegie said that over 100 years ago, and that is still true today.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much for being here and watching that video. And can I ask you to please subscribe to our channel so you can find out when we're posting new content. You'll be alerted right away when we do. To share this with people you think might benefit from the information, and certainly it helps us if you like the video. So if you like what you just saw, go ahead and hit that like button. And again, thank you so much for being here with me right now.